Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I look like an egg because it is literally 30 degrees outside, so I cannot have my hair up. And I'm also in a new location. As you can tell, it's taken me 4 attempts to set the camera up because my room is literally a sauna and I dare not close my windows in there, so I can't film because it's really loud outside. So yeah, we are in a new place and I actually really like this background. It's so like different for me. It's colourful and everything. Today's video is going to be about results day, which is fast approaching for both A-level and GCSE, to be honest. And I just wanted to finally, because I've never done one of these, film a video about how to survive results day and really why you shouldn't stress yourself out in the lead up to it, and just a cute little pep talk, you know? And also there will be a few more practical tips towards the end of this video as well. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. I just wanted to talk about a few reasons as to why results day shouldn't be as stressful as we make it out to be, and why you shouldn't stress yourself out and why it's not worth doing so. So first of all, everyone's favourite phrase, grades do not define you. Everyone says this and I think it's easy to brush it off and be like, yeah, well, my grades define the rest of my life. But if you think about it, a grade is just a letter on a piece of paper that was determined by a few hours of you being sat in an exam hall. Like, that is what a grade is. And so the grade that you get comes from a tiny amount of work proportionally that has been assessed. And so, yes, you may be having a bad day on the exam day. You may just have gotten really flustered, and it doesn't mean that you haven't worked hard if you don't get the grade that you want. It does not like negate any of the hard work that you've put in. And a lot of the time in life, hard work doesn't always show in many situations, and so this is just one of those. And you shouldn't feel like a complete failure just because you didn't get the grades that you wanted. Like, if you didn't work for them, then you can't really expect to get them. But if you know you worked hard and you gave it your all, you're not a failure. And that grade does not define you, and it doesn't define the rest of your life. Like A-level grades, GCSE grades, when you get to university, no one talks about them. Like, no one asks you what you got at GCSE or A-level. No one actually cares. And so grades really are just a stepping stone. Like, you need to get your GCSE grades to get into a college that you want, and you need to get your A-level grades to get into the university that you want. But after each point, like, they become so much less significant. And so in the moment, it may not feel like this at all, and it may feel like such a massive deal. And trust me, like, I know, I've been through it. I've been through 4 results days. And so I know it can feel as though these grades are everything, but they're not. And you will come to realize that pretty soon once you move on to the next part of your life. I know we all set our expectations and our hopes of what we want our grades to be, but at the end of the day, just remember that you just need to get grades that are good enough to get you to that next step in your life. And even if you don't get the grades that you need to progress to what you had planned as your next step, you're gonna end up going somewhere else, studying something else, and that is the path that you were supposed to go down. And I've really come to truly believe that everything does happen for a reason. Things will just fall into place how they're supposed to fall into place. Throughout this year of uni, I kept telling myself, like, I shouldn't be here, I should have gone somewhere else, like, I'm really not cut out for this. And yet, I got through first year and I got a grade that I didn't even think I was capable of, considering like how I've been feeling this year. And so truly, I do think that everything that happens in life does happen for a reason, and where you are at now and where you're going to go is where you're supposed to go. And honestly, there are so many other options for you You might still get in to where you want to go despite having gotten lower grades. You can like appeal and they could potentially still let you in. You can get a remark or choose to resit your A-levels. Maybe you'll decide that those subjects really weren't for you and that you want to do something different. Maybe you'll decide to change your uni course or take a gap year and really think about what it is you want to achieve and where you actually want to go next and what you want to do with your life. You can go to your insurance uni and have just as good a time. You can transfer for second year to a better university, go through clearing and pick a course that you really like, pick a different sixth form or college, or pick different A-level subjects. Whatever your position is, whether you're in year 11, 12 or 13, and whatever that other option is, it's what you're meant to be doing. And you can still thrive whilst doing it. Honestly, life does not stop because you don't get a certain grade. You can still be very successful in life and get to a place where you're really happy and not have gotten the grades that you wanted and things didn't turn out how you thought they were going to and how you had planned, and that's okay. Another important point is that you probably did a lot better than you think you did. And if you're watching this video, you're probably quite a stressy, self-critical person like I am, and you are probably convinced that you have failed everything and you're really doubting your abilities right now. And I'm here to tell you that from personal experience, it's really not worth it. I have gone through so many results days, well, so many, 4, and I have been getting better at not stressing myself out as time has gone on, but I had been so worried, especially for the first GCSE results day, that I was not going to get the grades that I wanted or that I was going to fail something. And I just worked myself up so much. And it wasn't worth it because each time I proved myself wrong. And for me, to be fair, this is a mindset that I often have. I often tell myself that I've failed because if I don't fail, then it's really like happy, woohoo. But then if I do fail, then there's no disappointment there, which is not always a great mindset to be in because you just have such like a negative outlook on life because of that. And especially leading up to something like results day where we all hype it up and stress about it, it's really not worth having that mindset and spending days and days and days worrying about whether you've gotten the grades that you want and whether you failed and stuff like that. And especially at this point in the year, you sat your exams so long ago, you've had so much time to convince yourself that you failed them all. Like, I do this every single time. The further it gets from exams, obviously you can't quite remember how they went, and for some reason your brain just chooses to remember all the bad things from the exam, and you just convince yourself that you failed, and you honestly probably didn't. In the end, if you're watching this video, it means that you care. And most likely you tried your best, you really gave it your all, and that's all you can do. It's all anyone can ask of you, and it's really all that matters. You can't go back in time, you can't change anything that you did, you can't change what you've written. It's literally all been done. Your exams have been marked, you already technically have your results, and so you cannot change anything. And you can either choose to stress and worry about the inevitable and about something that you literally have zero control over, or you can choose to carry on having a really great summer and be proud of yourself that you got through exam season, you got through all your exams, and you're here now. That was my cute little pep talk of the day. Now on to practical tips for results day and things that you should do / know. So first things first, make sure that you have a plan, because yes, you want to be optimistic and you don't want to be thinking about the fact that you failed, but it's a possibility. It's always a possibility. You literally never know what could happen. And so you want to make sure that you've planned out all your options, especially if you're going in for A-level results day. You don't really want to be rushing into any big decisions on the day because emotions are going to be running high, and you just want to have everything vaguely thought through because it's a big commitment, like time-wise and money-wise. University is a large commitment and you don't want to end up regretting your kind of rash decision. Think about all your options beforehand, and decide on what you want to do if it doesn't all go to plan. So you've got your firm and insurance choices, obviously, and for example, make a plan for if you miss your firm grades but you get your insurance. Do you want to go to your insurance? Most likely the answer is yes, because you picked it. But if you have had time to think, obviously, since you submitted UCAS and you decide that you actually really don't want to go to that university anymore, then think about, are you going to go through clearing? Are you going to take a gap year? Similarly, for if you miss both of your grades for firm and insurance, what are you going to do then? Do you want to go through clearing and go to a different university? Or would you rather take a gap year and reapply if you know that you really want to get into your firm or insurance, or you just don't want to risk going to one of the clearing universities? So yeah, don't stress yourself out in the days leading up to results day about missing your grades, but make sure that you already have a plan in place just in case, because a positive mindset is all well and good, but you don't want to be left like a fish on dry land. Okay. If it doesn't go to plan and then you literally have no backup plan and you're just stood there like, well, what do I do? And it can really happen to anyone. On the day, there are loads of people to help you. So don't worry about like being alone and having to decide things alone or do everything by yourself. You can take your parents with you, which is probably advisable because it's nice to have someone there to just be supportive, just in case you don't quite get the grades that you were hoping for. And there are also loads of teachers that know what they're doing because they've been through this so many times. You can ask your teachers for advice on whether to take a clearing place or whether you should take a gap year, whether you want to resit something. You can ask for your mark breakdown to see if it's worth getting a remark, and ask them whether they think it's worth getting a remark. Like, you don't have to decide everything by yourself. You can avoid stress on the day by making sure that you're prepared and you're ready to go. So make sure that you have everything ready that you want to take into school with you, whether that be a list of like numbers to call, a pen. Also, make sure that your phone is completely charged because you might want to like access websites like UCAS or the exam board websites and stuff like that. Have some money with you just in case you want to pay to get a paper remarked. This is an obvious one, but make sure that you set your alarm so you actually wake up early enough to like check track before you go into school. That's probably a safe bet because then you can start thinking, if you have seen that you didn't get either your firm or insurance, you can start thinking, what's my next plan, before you even go and get your grades, or set an alarm to actually go into school like when it first opens. It will just give you so much more time, because I can imagine that if you then have to go through clearing, it's like a mad rush to try and get the places because they're going to be filling up pretty fast. You can set up a clearing account just in case. There's also an app. I just searched clearing on the App Store and it has like a list of phone numbers for universities that are offering clearing places. It has like the courses that are being offered available. And back to the lead up to results day, try not to think about it. And I know it's easier said than done, but really try and distract yourself with something. The night before, made sure that, for example, I was watching Netflix right up until I fell asleep. Even though I barely got any sleep that night, I just did not want to leave myself with my own thoughts, because I knew that I was going to completely stress myself out, because the night times are when I overthink everything. So if you're like that, then think of something that you can do to occupy your time the night before results day. If you think you'll be stressing for the few days before results day, try and make plans, try and find activities that you can do that can take your mind off it, because it can be like a really dark time if you are sat there in your own head just constantly worrying. And I just wanted to finish this video off by reiterating that what will be. Everything that's going to happen is happening for a reason, and in reality it's already happened. Like, it's already been done, it's already marked, you can't change it. So there is no point of you being sat there stressing yourself out, so please don't. This video is being uploaded a few days before results day, I think, so if you're stressing yourself out, stop and yeah, just have a great week and don't think about it, because results day is just something that you're bigging up in your head. It's just a day, it's any other day, it's just that you're going to get your results. And when you put it like that, you can see that it's not really a big deal, but the anticipation and the worry and uncertainty just add a lot of weight to it and make it a big deal in your head. Okay, so that is the end of my little ramble. I really hope that it was helpful. I know that videos like these really helped me before my results days, just listening to someone talk me out of completely like crumbling due to stress. If you found this video helpful, then be sure to give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel, and yeah, just don't stress. I wish you the very, very best of luck for your results day, whichever one it is. You can let me know what you got if you want to in the comments, or you can DM me or whatever. I'd love to know. But yeah, very best of luck, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!